Imagine going to the dentist and walking out with a bag of pure sugar on a stick. Sounds crazy, right? Well, that actually happened, and the story of how two dentists created the world's fluffiest candy is sweeter than you think. Stay until the end to discover the delicious irony behind your favorite carnival treat. It's 1897 in Nashville, Tennessee, and Dr. William Morrison has a problem. He's the president of the Tennessee State Dental Association, and he's supposed to be fighting cavities. But instead, he's dreaming about spinning sugar into clouds. Think about the irony for a second. The man whose entire career depends on healthy teeth decides to invent one of the sweetest treats imaginable. It's like a firefighter inventing fireworks. But Morrison isn't doing this alone. He teams up with his friend John C. Wharton, a local confectioner who actually knows how to work with sugar. Together, they create something that sounds like magic, the electric candy machine. Here's how it works. They heat sugar until it melts into liquid gold. Then they spin it at incredible speeds, forcing the molten sugar through tiny holes using centrifugal force. The sugar flies out in threads thinner than human hair, cooling instantly in the air, creating delicate strands that pile up like cotton. Morrison and Wharton call their creation fairy floss, and in 1904, they took it to the St. Louis World's Fair, where over 20 million people gathered to see the future. They set up their booth and start spinning. A box of fairy floss costs 25 cents. That's half the price of admission to the entire fair. You'd think people would save their money for something more substantial, right? Wrong. During the 7-month fair, Morrison and Wharton sell 68,655 boxes of fairy floss. That's over $17,000 in 1904 money. In today's dollars, that's more than $500,000 from spinning sugar. Here's where the story gets even better. Fast forward to 1921. Another dentist, named Josef Lascaux in Louisiana, sees what Morrison has done. And Lascaux thinks, I want in on this sugar business. So Lascaux builds his own cotton candy machine. But here's the genius part. He doesn't sell it at fairs. He sells it right there in his dental office, to his patients, the same people he's supposed to be protecting from cavities. Can you picture it? You go in for a teeth cleaning, and your dentist says, "Great news! Your teeth look perfect. Here, have some spun sugar to celebrate." It's the ultimate business model. Create the problem and the solution. Lascaux does give us something important. He doesn't like the name fairy floss. It sounds too old-fashioned, so he comes up with a new name, one that describes exactly what it looks like: cotton candy. And name sticks. By the end of the 1920s, everyone in America was calling it cotton candy. Well, differing on except Australia, where they still call it fairy floss to this day. Now here's what makes this story so beautiful. Morrison graduated from dental school, built a successful practice, became president of his state's dental association, and then used all that success to pursue pure joy. He didn't just think about cavities and cleanings. He thought about wonder, about making people smile, even if it was with sugar-coated teeth. And here's the kicker. A typical serving of cotton candy only contains about 30 grams of sugar. That's just 2 tablespoons. An average soda has way more sugar, but cotton candy looks so big and fluffy that it feels like you're indulging in something massive. It's mostly air. The dentist created a treat that's 95% happiness and only 5% actual sugar. Today, about 90% of all cotton candy machines worldwide are made by one company in Ohio. But it all started with 2 dentists who looked at sugar and saw magic instead of cavities. Every time you take a bite of cotton candy and watch it dissolve on your tongue, you're experiencing what happens when someone refuses to stay in their lane, when someone sees possibility instead of problems. What moments from your own family deserve to be spun into stories? Do you remember the first time your grandmother took you to the fair? The summer your dad won you that giant stuffed bear? These moments are your family's cotton candy, light, sweet, and precious. But unlike cotton candy, they don't have to disappear. Have you thought about writing down these stories, preserving them so your children and grandchildren can taste the sweetness of your memories? Drop a comment below and tell us, what's your favorite cotton candy memory and who were you with? We'd love to hear how this fluffy treat has colored your life. And if you're craving more stories that prove history is stranger and sweeter than fiction, you absolutely need to join the History Sparks community. Smash that subscribe button because every single day we're serving up stories that will make you see the past in a whole new light. Tomorrow's story might change how you see something you use every day. Don't miss it.